Hello, and welcome to the stream. My name is Chris Damian Bovell. I am some say alchemist, some say a spiritual teacher. All I know is that I am spiritually enlightened. I am an enlightened being, and I've been on this path for a long time. I practice many spiritual things to help me stay on the path, stay in high vibrational state of mind, and just to perfect my life and to walk through this experience with grace and to come out with the most wisdom and knowledge and understanding that I can possibly capture. What am I doing here? Well, reality is, because I'm so advanced in my teachings, in my studies, I feel it's right that I share my understanding with others. And this is the beginning of a new journey for me. I'm going to put on these sunglasses, although it's night in my house, just because it'll help me to stay calm and not be so nervous. So how do I help people? Well, how do I plan to help people? Well, I have a bunch of texts that I read, a bunch of different old texts, Hermetic texts, Vedic texts, and a lot of different texts I read. And the reason I read a lot is because I find that in order to access the Akashic record, because a lot of people talks about the Akasha and the Akashic record, but don't understand or know how to access it. So I read a lot so that it can help me access the Akashic record and access places in my mind that I didn't know was there. What do I mean by that? Well, all the great teachers of the past, most of them left ancient texts to help us. And how do they help us? They help us by, when we read these texts, we unlock different places within the Akashic record within our minds. Because remember, the Akasha is inside all of us, right? And so they basically traverse the mind, because these texts that they left us are basically like mind maps. Okay, and they left us these texts to help us traverse the Akashic record within ourselves. Okay, so every time you read a text, it unlocks a different part of the Akasha within your mind, and it basically turns on these different light bulbs within this Akashic library within you. Okay, and a lot of times, you might read something and it doesn't make sense to you right away or to your physical mind. That's because these teachers are talking to your soul or your spirit, that inside of you. They're not necessarily talking to your mind, because these allegories and parables and symbols that they use are used to connect with the spirit, not with the physical mind itself. Okay, because parables are verbal symbols. And symbols is the language of the universe. Symbols is the language of God, the source. That's how it can communicate with us, and that's how the ancient teachers left a lot of messages for us to understand through the text that they have left. So when the more text you read, the more spiritually enlightened you become, and the more access you have to the Akasha. A lot of people don't know how to access the Akasha as well. So I hope to help you understand that and help you develop your meditative abilities, because I know I'm an advanced meditator and I'm able to do things that most people can't. I have been, since I committed to it, been channeling my life in the way in which I desire, and this is part of that. Me going through this live stream that I'm doing right now is part of that. So watch the ride and watch how big this channel is going to become. So yeah, let's dive right on into it. Today we're going to be going through the golden verses of Pythagoras. I heard about this book through a great teacher. His name is Manly P. Hall. And so we know Manly is a great mystic. Okay, he studied a lot and he has so much information to offer to us. And if we adapt ourselves to listening to these teachers and what they're offering, again, it just opens up so much more inside the Akasha for us so that we can access more. The difference between me, you, and all the other individuals on the planet is that most individuals, the NPCs, haven't tapped into the Akasha, and we have tapped into that only because we have turned on our spiritual side. we have come online. So in order for most of this stuff to really make sense, you have to be enlightened. Okay, and so we're going to go through a lot today, well, particularly just the introduction, because this is my first video. I'm going to go through just the introduction, and you're going to see there's just so much to unpack with just in the introduction of this text. And as I go through, I'm going to explain what I can, but keep in mind golden verses of Pythagoras. The writer does a great job at explaining these golden verses as well. Okay, so for the spiritually enlightened, I'm glad you're here. Let's dive on in and let's get kicking. Let's open some more doors within the akasha of our minds so that we can further progress on this spiritual journey we're on. All right, so golden verses of Pythagoras, explained and translated into French by Fabry de Olivet. May not have pronounced that right, forgive me. Nevertheless, I do want to mention a couple of things. This book was first published in French in 1813 and then published in English in 1917. Okay, I think they did a great job at translating it because I am finding so much meaning in what's going on here. All right, so let's dive on in. So the introduction. Let's go. Approach ye genuine philosophic few. The Pythagoric life belongs to you, but far, far off ye vulgar herd profane, for wisdom's voice is heard by you in vain. And you, mind's lowest link and darksome end, good rulers, customs, laws alone can mend. Oof, so much to unpack in that. You see, in these parables, what you have to realize is that they're like cubes that unfold. They're like puzzles that unfold on themselves, right? So they unfold and they reveal so much message and so much hidden interpretation that if you don't have the appropriate lens or understanding to decipher what they're saying, you're going to lose a lot of the meaning. So let's just go through here a little bit and I'm going to touch on it. Approach ye genuine philosophic few. Well, there's only a few of us who are philosophic. There's only a few of us whose light is online. Okay, the Pythagoric life belongs to you. Now the Pythagoric life, we're going to get into this a little bit further as we proceed, mainly because Pythagoras belonged to a secret order which he headed, known as the Pythagoreans. Okay, so when they say the Pythagoric life belongs to you, he's talking about the enlightened ones, the spiritual ones. Okay, but far off ye vulgar, heard profane. Okay, for wisdom's voice is heard by you in vain. Wisdom's voice is heard by us, the ones who are seeking enlightenment. We seek it in vain because reality itself is vain. That's something you'll come to understand. It's even stated in the Bible. I'm pretty sure it's in Ecclesiastes, which talks about the whole life itself is in vain. And you, mind's lowest link and darksome end, good rulers, customs, laws alone can mend. So to mend your life, you need good rulers, good customs, good laws. Okay, let's digress. Fabre de Olivet emphasizes these verses both in his aspirations, accomplishments, the persecutions and tribulations he experienced in life, and certainly in the task he set forward for himself in this examination of the golden verses of Pythagoras. Now, I do want to make a point that I might butcher a lot of these names. I might stumble on my words because this is written in Old English. It's not modern, so it's not really easy to read, but I'll do my best. The great savant knew well that the philosophers and initiates of old veiled truth and prohibited access to their sciences, seeking to preserve their mysteries so that the vulgar might not profane them. Yes, that is important. And even today, we can see that everything becomes perverted that is touched on by society. Everything now is all about money, 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 money. Look at the spiritual community, what's happened to it. Everybody's turned it into this money system. Like everything is about money with this current generation and this current system we're living in. That's one of the reasons why these guys keep this secret or the secret teachings a secret, because everything gets perverted by society. Okay, and that's because society as a whole is asleep, and all they see from anything is how can they benefit themselves, how can they take advantage of it. And so that's the problem here, and well, not a problem, but that's the reason why everything is kept hidden. Okay, so let's digress. The Olivet takes up the task of examination, motivated by a purpose which has become a force today, and is echoed well by the perception made over a century and a half ago. Today, as the minds are changed, it is more important to attract those who are able to receive the truth than to keep at a distance those who are unable to receive it. The latter, separating themselves, are persuaded that they either possess it or they no need for it. Yeah. Yep. And that's what we see that in society. Anybody you try to tell, hey, life is more than just material things, they always claim that, oh, I'm good, I'm set, I don't need anything, right? Or I already have what it takes, not realizing that they're chasing vanity and chasing vain things. All right. The Olivet retains the important purpose in his examination because that is what they are. Not commentaries, but examinations that analyze and reveal the meaning and the use of the golden verses. In them is contained a doctrine to live by, a standard by which the thinking can be oriented, and the keys to the gateway of theurgy. What has seemed to some as merely moral advice and overlooked by the modern academicians is in reality instruction on the preparation, purification, and perfection of the adept. All right, I'll say that again. Let's read that part again. What has seemed to some as merely moral advice and overlooked by the modern academians is in reality instructions on the preparation, purification, and perfection of the adept. That's for us. That's for us who can see. Thus, us with ears to ears and eyes to see. This is not for the ordinary individual because they'll overlook it like they overlook everything else. All right. Now I can go on and on and on. This is just the introduction. I don't really want to spend too much time on this because I know people's attention span is short. I want to dive right into the golden verses. So I think it's best we do that. I know I said this is merely the introduction we'll deal with today, but you saw how long that is. I'd rather not go through all of that. Let us dive right into reading the golden verses and get into the deep meaning and the deep part of this spiritual truth. Okay, it's important that we get to that. Let's do it. All right, so this is the beginning. Yep, this is the first verse. Okay, so let me make this quick statement. I'm going to read it. I'll give my explanation. But again, the writer of this text gives his explanation deeper into the book. Okay, but as we go through, we'll go through all of that. To the travelers who have turned their faces to the dawn and their steps towards the eternal hills is offered this rich fruit of wisdom, that through it they may achieve the understanding of knowledge. Oh, that's so profound. Listen to the profoundness of this statement. There's just so much meaning in there. It's just so much meaning. The average individual will never understand it. To the travelers who have turned their faces to the dawn and their steps towards the eternal hills is offered this rich fruit of wisdom. Okay, let me break that down for you. To the travelers, you and me, spiritual beings, enlightened ones, we are travelers. We know that we're traveling through this space and time, this life, this experience right now. We are traveling through it. Okay, and so turn their faces to the dawn and their steps towards the eternal hills. Now, the dawn is when someone wakes up and they look to the eternal light. They look to the eternal creator. The dawn of the day is in the morning, isn't it? Yes, the dawn is in the morning when the sun is now rising, right? So you now turning to the creator is the dawn of your life. Okay, it's your awakening. And the eternal hills is that climb back up to your highest form, your highest spiritual form. There's so much I can break down for you in regards to raising up to your highest self, but we will get into that as long as you stick around. While you're here, please like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. This is a new channel. I want to get the channel grown. I want to reach as many people like us as possible. I need your help to do it. So please like, subscribe, hit the bell, and you know all that good stuff. So turn towards the eternal hills is offered this rich fruit of wisdom. Only enlightened beings will get this, that through it they may achieve the understanding of knowledge. That's what we all came for, right? That's why, there was something knocking at our hearts to seek more and find out more about this life, because we're all looking for that wisdom and that knowledge. So while we're here and we're on this journey, let's get it. All right. So that was one part, and you'll see it's split up. Okay, so the preparation. Render to the immortal gods the consecrated cult. While we're here, let's talk about cult. Cult is just a term that modern society used to denounce anything that they don't agree with. Okay, just like the word pagan. Okay, people aren't necessarily doing evil or bad things, but if society doesn't understand or don't accept it, they call it a cult. So if we form a group, we got together, more likely people are going to call it a cult. But we are wisdom seekers, knowledge seekers, looking to raise our vibration to the highest state of being, right? So I wouldn't say in reference to them using this word cult means that it's a cult per se or a bad group of people, but more so this was the best or the closest translatable term that the writer could find to really express what the original writer is trying to say. Okay, so guard then thy fate, revere the memory of the illustrious heroes of spirits, demigods. Power. I ain't gonna break that down. I'm gonna leave it and let the writer do that. Be a good son, just brother, spouse tender, and good father. Choose for thy friend the friend of virtue. Yield to his gentle counsels. Profit by his life. Oh my God, so much meaning in there. Be a good son. You know what it is just to be a good son? A just brother. A spouse tender. Spouse tender meaning be a good spouse. Be a good husband or a good wife, right? I wish people today would accept these truths. These truths alone will set you free. It's so simple and to the point. People rather read the whole Bible or go to some counseling or something to hear these simple words. Be a spouse tender, a good father to your children. I love the way the writer explains all of this because there's just so much meaning, and you're going to see how much it reflects on our society today. And it's important that we go through this book, because by the end of this book you are going to be so enlightened, you're going to be so filled with knowledge and wisdom that when you sit down in meditation and you decide to tap into the Akashic record, there's going to be so many pathways open, so many doors open for you that it's going to blow your mind. Okay, choose for thy friend the friend of virtue. My goodness. Yield to his gentle counsels. Profit by his life. Profit by his life has so much meaning. They're not telling you to profit off of him, but you profit from having good people in your life. It helps your life to be good. It helps your life to be enhanced when you have good people in your life. So profit by the life of somebody good around you and by good people around you. Okay, let's digress. These are all the verses. They're just split up. And for a thriving grievance, never leave him. If thou canst, at least for a most rigid law binds power to necessity, still it is given thee to flee and overcome thy foolish passions. Learn thou to subdue them. Be sober, diligent, and chaste. Avoid all wrath, in public or in secret. Never permit thou any evil, and above all else, respect thyself. So much. I could break this down, but when I'm on an actual live stream with you guys, I'll do better at breaking stuff down, because I can do that on my own right now. But again, it's the first video. I don't want to talk too much and bore you, but as we build a community here, we'll be able to talk and communicate back and forth and share a lot of ideas, and I'll be happy to do that. But let's digress. Speak not nor act before thou hast reflected. Be just. Remember that a power invisible ordains to die. That riches and honors easily acquired are easy thus to lose. Whoa. As to the evils which destiny involves, judge them what they are, endure them all and strive. As much as thou art able to modify the traits, the gods to the most cruel have not exposed the sage. Oh my God. I hear so much wisdom in there. The gods to the most cruel have not exposed the sage. So, like for example, in today's society, you will be protected when you become an enlightened person. You will be able to walk in such a way that the enemies cannot even see you. The enemies can't see you, because just like Christ walking on water, you'll be walking in air, never a care. No enemy can see you. They can't see you. Okay? So you will not be exposed. Even as truth does error have its lovers. Even as truth does error have its lovers. With prudence, the philosopher approves or blames. If error triumphant, he departs and waits. So if you're wrong, you step back and you wait. Listen, and in thine heart engrave my words. Keep closed thine eye and ear against prejudice. Of others the example fear. Think always for thyself. Consult, deliberate, and freely choose. Let fools act aimlessly and without cause. Thou shouldst in the present contemplate the future. My God. That which thou dost not know, pretend not that thou dost. Let me say that again. That which thou dost not know, pretend not that thou dost. So if you don't know something, don't pretend like you know it. And we live in a world where people lie all the time. This is why I'm here, okay? I know what I'm talking about. I'm not pretending like I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. However, as an enlightened spiritual being, if I don't know something, I'm not going to say it. So, I'll say it again. That which thou dost not know, pretend not that thou know it. I'm going to bite off my tongue by the time I'm finished here. Jesus Christ, these words are Old English, man. Anyways, instruct thyself, for time and patience favor all. Neglect not thine health. Dispense with moderation. Food to the body and to the mind repose. Dispense with moderation. Like, that is important. There's so many people use and abuse everything. That's why people become overweight. They overeat. That's why people get cancer from all these smoking. They oversmoke. That's why people have alcohol poisoning. They overdrink. Anything you use and you abuse, you overdo. Even if you work out and you exercise, you overdo it, you abuse it, you're going to destroy your body. Doesn't matter how much you think you're going to be fit. As long as you overdo it and overuse it, you're going to destroy your body. Okay, dispense with moderation. Food to the body and to the mind repose. Okay, repose. Let's look up the definition of repose. Okay, let's look it up. Just so. Repose. It says here, to cause to stop or to rest after motion. Hence, to deposit, to lay down, to lodge, to repose. Reposit. Okay, to cause, to stop, or to rest after motion. To place, have, or rest, to set, to entrust. So same thing. You know, I read a lot, but I also take rest, because I find that as a spiritual person, if I take in too much, my anxieties might creep in, and then I gotta deal with that. Or something else might creep in mentally and I got to deal with that. So like everything in my life, I try to keep a decent balance. That's what life is about. The middle way, wu way. And if you don't know what wu way means, you're going to learn as you stay on this path with me. You're going to understand what wu way means. It's the middle way. It's staying in the middle. The bodhisattva way, okay, is being in the middle and not being too much of the earth or too much spirit, but being in the middle so that you can experience this life to the fullest. Okay. Food to the body and to the mind, repose. Too much attention or too little, shun. Too much attention or too little, shun. For envy thus to either excess is alike attached. To either excess is alike attached. Yeah, don't be too attached to things. Too excessive. Luxury and avarice have similar results. One must choose in all things a mean, just, and good. So, a mean, the middle, find the middle. Okay. Let not sleep ever close thy tired eyes. I'm so used to saying third eye, I almost said it there. Let not sleep e'er close thy tired eyes, without thou ask thyself, what have I omitted, and what have done? And what done? Oh my God. Let's start over. Let not sleep or close thine tired eyes, without thou ask thyself, what have I omitted and what done? Abstain thou if it's evil, preserve if good. Stay away from evil and keep the good. Meditate upon my counsels, love them, follow them. To the divine virtues will they know how to lead thee. So he's saying follow the Pythagoreans. They're going to lead you to virtue. Basically read this book or follow these golden verses. To the divine virtues will thou know how to lead thee. I swear it by the one who is in our hearts engraved, the sacred tetrad symbol, immense and pure, source of nature and model of the gods, the tetrahedron. Yeah, that's what he's talking about here. You think these people were not spiritually inclined? Yeah, right. These people were alchemists. They know their stuff. This guy's talking about the tetrahedron way back since Pythagoras days. Oh yeah, Pythagoras. He came up with the Pythagoras theorem, right? Most of us know Pythagoras for Pythagoras theorem, but most of us don't know that he was spiritually inclined, right? Just like Nikola Tesla. He was also spiritually inclined. He said if you want to understand the universe, you must think in terms of frequency and vibration. Einstein was also spiritually inclined. He said he did not come to his findings using his rational mind. So in order for you to be beyond average and beyond the ordinary, you must tap into your spiritual self. If you don't tap into your spiritual self, you will always be ordinary. You need to tap into that part of you that is connected to source, that genius part of you that has the answer for everything, that knows everything and knows how to address everything in order to raise you to the highest level possible, in order to bring your dreams to reality. You need to tap into your spiritual side, because without it, you're just going to be an ordinary being, an ordinary individual. But for you to be great, you got to connect with your spiritual side. We can see here Pythagoras, he was connected to his spiritual side. That's why he came up with all those crazy mathematic formulas. And same thing with Nikola, Einstein, Buddha, Jesus. Any great man of the past were connected to their spiritual side. Keep that in mind. Anyways, let us digress. Source of nature and model of the gods. But before all, thy soul to its faithful duty. Invoke these gods with fervor. They whose aid thy work begun alone can terminate. Instructed by them, naught shall then deceive thee. Never shall then deceive thee. Not never, something. Of diverse beings thou shalt sound the essence, and thou shalt know the principle and the end of all. If heaven wills it, thou shalt know that nature alike is everything, is the same in every place. Oh my God. Alike is everything, is the same in every place, so that as to thy true rights enlightened, thine heart shall no more feed on vain desires. Thou shalt see that the evils which devour men are of their choice, the fruit. The evil that devours men is our choice, the fruit. That these unfortunates seek after the goodness whose source within thy bear. For few know happiness, playthings of the passions, Hitler, hither, tossed by adverse waves upon a shoreless sea. I said Hitler, that's hither. Nope, they did not say Hitler in this book. Got me thinking to myself, wait, was Hitler alive when this book was written? No, he wasn't. Let's read that again because I made a mistake there. For few know happiness, playthings of the passion, hither, thither, tossed by adverse waves. Upon a shoreless sea, they blinded row. Upon unable to resist or to the tempest yield. And this book is so powerful, man. And we're still just reading the verses right now. We haven't even got to the explanation. How much time are we in? I'm not even sure. Anyways, God, thou couldst save them by opening their eyes. But no, 'tis for humans of a race divine to discern error and to see truth. Yes, you and me are divine. This is not for everybody to digest because most people are beasts. They are animals of the earth. Only the enlightened men can raise up and understand and decipher what is happening here. You know, it's crazy. A couple nights ago, I was laying on my bed and I'm thinking to myself, you have to be really animalistic and you got to be a real beast to take another man's life. You have to be really crazy to take somebody else's life. What must be going through your mind for you to take another man's life? You have to be a beast. No spiritually awakened or enlightened person would ever commit such a crime or do such a thing. You have to be a real animal. And when you think about it, the world is full of animals, and only few are men and gods among men. Enlightened beings, risen up and awakened to see the falsity of this world. And so these secret teachings are for you and me. It's not for everybody. Because even if you wanted to show it to everybody, they couldn't decipher or understand a word that you're saying. So if you get this, lucky you. I feel blessed. I feel blessed that I can take in this information because truly, I would feel bad for myself. I feel bad for myself if I wasn't me. Let's leave it at that. Where did I left off? I can't remember. But absorb my laws. To discern error and to see the truth. Nature serves them. Thou who fathomed it, O wise and happy men, rise in its heavens. But observe my laws, abstaining from the things which thou soul must fear, distinguishing them well, letting intelligence o'er thy body reign. Over. Or is over. I just use this as over. I'm pretty sure it's over because when you read over in these sentences instead of or, it makes sense. So, letting intelligence over thy body reign. Yes, take control of your body. Don't let your body control you. So that ascending into radiant ether, amidst the immortals, thou shalt be thyself a god. Oh my goodness. Let us read that again. This is so good. Letting intelligence over thy body reign, so that ascending into the radiant ether, midst the immortals, thou shalt be thyself a god. I am that. I am that. And so are you. So are you. The fact that you're here and you're listening. If you're not yet, you will be. You will be. Stick around. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. You know the YouTube vibes. We need to grow this channel. We need to find the others. We need to wake the others. Okay? We don't want everybody. We don't want beasts and animals. We want awakened beings like you and me. Like, share this channel. Okay? You know how it works. Alright, let's digress. Good. That was the end of the verses. Now we get into the examination of the golden verses, explanation and development. I'm going to cut this off here because I think we've done a lot today so far, and I'm going to leave you with that to digest. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when I come back online and when I start to go through this next set of this book. You need to be here. There's just so much wisdom, so much knowledge in this thing. I promise you it's worth it. Like I said before, the reason I read so much is to further explore the Akasha. These writers already mapped it out. These books are mind maps, so that when you sit in meditation, everything gets put together. Your soul can decipher it. Your mind may not get it all right away, but your soul will decipher it and put it all into the appropriate context, and you will see visions and dream dreams. Okay? Yes, so if you don't know how to tap into the Akasha, I will help you do so. I'll help you tap into it. But you got to come with me. Follow the channel, like, subscribe, share, and all that stuff. But I'll teach you how to access the Akasha. I'll teach you how to properly meditate. I'll teach you things you didn't even know possible about yourself. You know, just recently I learned how to program my days from first thing in the morning. I learned how to program my days. Believe it or not, it's incredible. And I will teach you how to program your day as well. And what do I mean by program? You determine the type of experience you're going to have during that day. Because every day is a new leaf in your life. And it's not written the day before. Then, like for today, for tomorrow, let's say for tomorrow, it's a blank page. And it's written as I go along. Okay? But for some people, they write it up before they even get there. But what I'm trying to express to you is if you want your day to work out a particular way or have particular experiences during your day, I can teach you how to do that. It's something you must do as soon as you wake up. You must do it as soon as you wake up. And it has to do with your breath. Because the moment you breathe in, as soon as you wake up and you breathe in, you now reconnect with this reality. Okay, and you need to have your mind in the right place in order for your day to unfold the way you want. Okay, and the only reason I learned this was possible is because it worked out for me in a negative way, and then I tried it the positive way the next day and it worked out, and I've been doing it ever since. Okay, so I'm rambling on, and I don't want to ramble on anymore. I hope this brought value to you. Like, subscribe. I don't want to say this again, but like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share, and let's go on this journey, baby. Let's do this. Until next time, peace.